This Elite 8 Picks Saturday edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get up to $750 in cashback rewards each month when you sign up at edgeboost.bet and use the promo code SGPN.
What's up? It's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time, The Miz, and you are watching SGPN. Let it ride.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
So chalky. What a horrible tournament.
Jay Billis is loving it. He's loving it. Joining us on the line to talk all things college basketball from the college experience, Colby Dant, aka Pig Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Oh, I did fire off a text to the TCE crew saying halftime of these games, man, these games are all fucking blowouts. But then these Red Raiders, and I feel good because a good friend of mine switched his pick from Alabama to Texas Tech in the Survivor, and he texted me giving me shit, and then hey, you're all good. You're all good.
Well, I was on the opposite side. I had Arkansas plus 5.5 that cashed, but I also was like, hey, I gotta play this on the money line. I think they're a live dog, a live pig. John Calipari 35-0 when leading by 6 or more points at halftime, loses that game outright. As soon as it went to OT, I knew my money line play was cooked. God damn, that was frustrating. Would have loved to see a timeout there. Calm down, get the emotion set. I mean, when you saw what he was doing, you're like, it's not a play. They have nothing drawn up. Give yourself a shot there. That was annoying. And then Arizona had no business. Backdooring that. And that came down to some foul calls at the end. We got a good number there at 8.5 on our show, but they end up winning by 7. That was very annoying. Florida boat raced them, and then BYU, who I love, BYU was riding them all season. And I mean, obviously it was the wrong side. I'm not going to be like, hey, I put you on the right side. But I mean, Alabama, when you set the record for 3-point shots or whatever it was, what are you going to do? Like they were just nailing it. And
that was a horrible game. That was an NBA game. I don't want that in. Please never have that game happen again in March Madness.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I mean, I was
Look
not
at the shot chart. Look at the shot chart of that game. Makes you want to vomit.
Well, they set the record for most threes attempted. It seems like they're going to be an interesting team to fade just because they literally set the 3-point record. Like you have to almost fade them the next game here. I mean, my big takeaways was kind of just a frustrating night. Wish I would have locked up Florida. Felt good about that game. Bet it just didn't.
Wait, that was your Survivor though, right?
No, I used Florida. I ended up Kramer talked me into BYU as my Survivor play.
Oh, see, I switched. Kramer talked me into switching my Florida play. I went Alabama though.
I had Texas Tech, but I ended up switching to, and that was the other thing because then if Arkansas wins, then I don't feel dumb for switching from Texas Tech.
We both let no brackets tell us or no Survivor.
I know. I shouldn't have listened. No, I'll take the L. I got cute there taking BYU. Smelled a little opportunity, but no. Kramer, what's your takeaway on the Sweet 16?
My takeaway is you two tiny-brained idiots.
What do you mean?
Are bickering about the making a bad choice.
I would be better if I played Texas Tech.
And you would have ended up with nothing.
So it worked out for me because I got Florida in the next round now. So I survived it. I survived.
What's up with Colby's mic?
I don't know. Is it
just because he's yelling?
If I had to guess, he was flustered, and maybe because he had to relog into StreamYard, it's not using the correct mic. That would be my guess. So
Colby,
Colby's going to check out, and he's also going to bring his camera down a little bit too, while he's
fired
adjusting.
up. He's fired up.
But I would say, like, yeah, maybe you survive another round, but then you just run out of teams. You did the right thing, Sean.
Well,
now
what we needed
actually, and hold on a second, I did not talk Sean into BYU over Texas Tech. I talked you into taking one of those two over Florida or Duke or whatever weird hair braid thing you were going to burn Duke early. That's what it was, and that was what I talked you into.
No.
No. But I appreciate.
I had already used Florida.
Duke. You were going to burn Duke, and I said that's stupid. And then Colby's like, no, but you got to just survive to the next round. And I said, no, you have to play to win the game.
Well, no. Like that's the thing is, you start rooting for the other teams. Like I've already played Texas Tech. So in a way I was like, fuck, I kind of wanted Arkansas to win the game to give me a possibility of either side.
Yeah, I like that.
So
Colby's always down to play both sides.
Well, because Colby's going to run out of teams.
No, I'm not. I was looking at my bracket right now. I'm gonna take Houston tomorrow because look, I'm still gonna have Florida available, Duke available.
He's gonna run out of teams, Sean.
No, I got. What are you talking about? You've been out of the tournament since what? The round of 32.
Listen, there was some. So it's just like my relationship with PayPal. There's some redacted documents that we're not going to bring up.
Shout out to Avetta. I see her in the chat. What a game! I know she was at some of the Sweet 16 live. I don't know which ones she was at.
I think it's tomorrow.
Oh, she's going to the ones tomorrow. Yeah, and shout out to Avetta. Also, I saw Superbook Westgate put out a promo video of March Madness.
And let me guess.
Avetta made it.
That's
rocking a first half unders t-shirt. So of course,
I'm a degenerate.
Shout out to you, Avetta, and a great promo for us, and of course, great promo for the first half unders. Coming off a nice year.
I certainly strengthened our relationship. Shout out to Ray over at the theater room there, but knowing Avetta certainly strengthened our relationship, Sean. So, the ultimate whisperer, at the Westgate.
Shout out to the crew, treat us nice over there. Avetta's working the South Regional, got credentialed to do photography, so that'll be fun.
Whoa,
get some good pics there. Okay, what do we? Any other thoughts, Colby, from the Thursday night action? We're gonna do the Saturday games. Well, what else do you have, right?
I thought the refs were very anti-Mormon in the first game.
I
also thought that, like, not to sound like an old guy, but we need to figure out a way to relax the replay shit.
It is.
There's not 4 games on. It's one thing. There's 4 games on. I'll go to the next game.
I mean, when Gene
standalone games, let's cut back on the replay. Also, Gene, get out of here.
Football brought this shit into basketball.
Oh,
The sport of football brought this into college and NFL. Brought this into the
NFL is not this bad with the reviews, and they at least have, hey, you only have so many challenges.
The ref in the booth, the ref up there, like they didn't never do that with college hoops back in the day. Like
it's just way too many. It's way too many reviews in college basketball and reviewing the fouls and then upgrading the fouls.
That wasn't there 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Also, I would argue
college basketball fucked that up.
I would argue that if you're going to review every foul and have the ability to make it a flagrant, you have to make the flagrant less punitive. 2 shots in the ball when you can just go check something out and be like, oh, actually the first guy, his karate chop to the neck, that didn't have intent, but the second guy
just be honest,
who also wasn't looking, his karate chop to the face, that's excessive.
Let's just be honest. A flagrant foul should really only be. There should be like 5 flagrant fouls, in a season. You know what I mean? Like
if a guy's going up and someone tries to hurt him, if you've played basketball, a play where a guy's like mad and he's trying to. What was it?
Just watch Pacers Knicks from the 90s.
Everything else is a fucking reach that they do. I honestly feel like 90% of the flagrant foul calls are weak. They need to correct that, but. I mean, the Arizona Duke game, the refs were fucking horrible, and I thought on both ends, really. I really thought like the whole game they were bad. And then, the Texas Tech game, I thought Texas Tech would win the game. It definitely didn't go the way I thought. And we know, Texas Tech was without Chance McMillan, their third leading scorer, but
Didn't
man,
matter.
Arkansas is known for these fucking droughts, but I did not think Elijah Hawkins made his first jumper with 10 seconds left or whatever, 40 seconds
So weird.
left.
They had so much scoring early, and as the Arkansas backer, I'm like, this is awesome. This is great. They have so much size, and they're hitting their shots. And you knew they were going to regress, but my God, Cal, you got to use a timeout there at the end, do something to rally the troops. That run they got to get it to overtime, and then once it got to overtime, you just knew the money line was fucked. That was just brutal. Pigs got slaughtered. Again, all the favorites won. Only 2 of them covered. It'll be interesting to see. Or sorry, only one. 2 covered.
Well, can we talk about the Maryland thing?
What are we talking about?
Well, the fact that Kevin Willard, the fact that all this stuff saying he's the next Villanova head coach came out in the past 24 hours, and then he didn't help things by his answers at the press conferences.
I'm not going to answer that.
I don't know what I'm doing. Was it?
Yeah, I mean, how can you say that before the fucking game? I would just say no comment. By you saying I don't know what I'm doing, it's implying that you're leaving.
Colby, explain to me why.
Sounds like something I'd say if I got pulled over. I don't know what I'm doing.
Colby, why are they saying Buzz is going to go to Maryland?
I would be surprised.
Have you heard this? Have you heard this rumor? I don't understand it.
But I mean, Texas A&M you would think would be able to outbid them, but I guess
I would. Yeah, maybe this. I mean, again,
Maryland's more of a basketball school, so maybe he wants to be.
Buzz is even from Texas, I believe. That wouldn't make.
I believe he is. Yeah. But Kevin Willard to Villanova makes no sense to me.
That would be a bad hire, Sean.
Yes,
he's in the black book on the bad page.
Yeah, I would not be excited. For him.
No.
All right, let's get to the Saturday action before we do. Of course, shout out to DraftKings March Mania upsets, buzzer beaters. Oh man, brutal action. They got it all. Of course, some good wins in there. Nice shout out on the Florida cover there. Live betting, exclusive content, promos, parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. Of course, I mean, if you got Texas Tech in-game money line over on DraftKings, you cleaned up. First time, here's something special for you, new DraftKings customers. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Of course, I think I still like the idea of getting some of these 1st to 10 markets on the dog. That's been pretty fun. Of course, my Arkansas future, which I used some bonus bets on, that didn't come through. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 of bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/AUDIO. And of course, shout out to Rhythm. Rhythm again on a heater here. Bunch of nice plays using the Rhythm model. You can name your model. You can build your own model. Very easy, very fun, perfect for March Madness. They've been dominating. Their brackets looking pretty sweet, and the ones they generated for the users have been doing really well. Sign up over on Rhythm and check out their 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Kramer, what do we got?
Well, we're down to just a single game in each location, Sean. It's a sad part about these tournaments. Very quickly, we're down to no teams, and it's all chalk. 3 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Newark to see an Alabama Duke game. Duke Lane 6.5. This opened, as far as I can tell, 5.5, and the total was 165.5, and now it's at 6.5 and 171.5. Everyone's betting the over. Duke minus 255, Bama plus 205 on the money line. All right. And Colby, correct me if this time is wrong. I did just pull it from a sports book.
What time did you say again?
3 p.m. on the West Coast.
I believe it's 4 p.m. on the West Coast.
Okay. Are you sure?
That's what I'm seeing.
I'm seeing 4 p.m. Mountain Time. For whatever reason, the thing I'm seeing is in Mountain Time. All right, so it's either at 3 or 4 p.m. Maybe the chat can tell us who's right, who's wrong. I mean, Duke looks amazing. Alabama's red hot. At some point, Alabama always loses against the team that's way better than them. Sean said he wasn't going to bet against Duke. I think it's probably still a smart strategy at this point. Plus, you know, Duke is going to have, I would imagine, the crowd here.
So the game tips at 5:49 p.m. Western.
5:49 Western
Pacific. You know what I mean?
8:49 East Coast. They can't be
the first game.
According to Google, I just Googled it.
Yeah,
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
No. I'll look up the actual time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, according to sports books, it's at 3 p.m. Pacific.
I'm reading the Fayetteville Observer right now.
Oh, okay. And what is that? What do they say?
They said it's 8:49 Eastern. So what? It would be.
That's got to be the second game then.
Guess so. I don't know.
All right. Anyway,
yeah. First game is Texas Tech, Florida, 3:09. Second game's Alabama Duke, 5:49 West Coast time. That's still crazy though.
Why would they
start a
flip
game at 8:50?
Why would they flip them? They're so dumb with this schedule. All right, when is the first game starts at 3? All right. Anyway,
riveting podcast.
Well, we're going backwards. Then Alabama Duke 6.5 points. Colby,
save the huge shits parlay. We will. Yeah. Look, I mean, Alabama just made every fucking shot possible. It was very impressive. Mark Sears. Let me tell you, man. If Sears had what he had, they'd still be in business. All right, because that shit
the
was
softer
fire,
side
right?
of Sears.
Sears catalog would still be rolling. All right.
There were some nice pages in the Sears catalog.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're a younger gentleman, okay, little bro. I mean,
make sure you don't get caught with the pages stuck together.
People don't. Yeah, a younger generation doesn't appreciate how hard it was to just get a photo of a lady in a bra. Now you open up your phone. I opened up my phone trying to do legitimate business on Instagram. My suggested reels is goddamn porno. It's just the chicks with comically large knockers. You know, like remember Spencer's Gifts used to have those posters that would hang up in the wall. Like that is what my Instagram feed is.
The Sears catalog.
Algorithm. The algorithm must know you hover over one video too long. Next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, you like that?" Like, come on, relax.
The Sears catalog was perfect.
Man. What are you doing?
The Sears catalog was perfect. You could look at you get yourself a Philadelphia Eagles starter jacket, and then the next page, 5 pages over, you're looking at a wannabe Kathy Ireland, right? And it was fantastic.
A local Kathy Ireland.
What was that?
Department store Kathy Ireland.
Unnecessary Roughness.
Yeah, she was great in that.
Great movie.
Great chops.
Movie. I think it was called Necessary Roughness.
Oh, you're right.
You're right. Yeah, that's actually that makes more sense.
So what do we do in this game? For me, the play is simple enough. Duke laying the 6.5.
Alabama just hit so many goddamn shots tonight. Like they were all like they couldn't miss. I got to fade.
It's a quick turnaround. It'd be one thing if this was like a Saturday game to a Thursday and they had some time to reset, but my God, it'd be like if you're at a blackjack shoe and you get like 9 blackjacks in a row. I get it. They're a great shooting team to begin with, but what they did was historic. They chucked up 51 threes, and Duke has the length to close out on those threes. They're going to be, and BYU didn't do a good job of contesting them. Certainly, I'm not making excuses for being on the BYU side. Obviously, it was the wrong side, but also it was a historic shooting night by Alabama. So
you can't play fast with Bama too. They've BYU. I know it's their game, so it's like, but they should have just been we got to hold the ball some.
Yeah, it's the only move they had, so I get it, but I think they were just expecting And shout out to the BYU fan I was DMing with. It was hilarious because we kept going back and forth going, they can't stay this hot the whole game. They got to start missing eventually. Oh, they're going to start missing some shots. And he was going, I love they're falling in love with that 3 ball. I mean, if you're going to shoot like that and that many of them, they're going to be cooked. I just don't think Duke is going to let them do that. Duke is going to be able to control the pace. Love Duke laying the 6.5 here. Kramer, what are you doing?
I mean, Duke did just kind of get into a track meet with Arizona.
Yeah.
I would be a little concerned that they'd fall into the same trap. I'm taking Duke, but I would be concerned they'd fall into the same trap. And Alabama did a very good job defending the 3-point line against BYU. Granted, Duke slightly different caliber of athlete, and I'm willing to finally say Cooper Flag is pretty good at basketball. This game got me there.
Was one of the strangest takes. One of the strangest takes. It's like
he goes,
no, I still think it looks funny him being the first pick.
Well, I think the wearing the shirt underneath the jersey for a number 1 NBA pick.
Yeah. That block, he jumped, he bounced like an NBA player.
Now I understand why you think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer.
Kramer kept going, I think Cooper Flag is good. I go, yeah, I think so as well. I came to that conclusion earlier in the season, but glad to see you finally got there. Right?
I've been grinding a lot.
I think it was the first night he played. I was just like, whoa. Okay, this guy can play.
He's got, and they even and because he's a white guy, they still give him the high motor angle.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
But he does have a high motor. He's incredible. He's great to watch. Good interior basketball, but obviously can hit the threes as well.
Let's give him some respect too. He's not your traditional hated white Duke guy. This guy, you can't hate him. Like he's just a dude that plays hard, that plays good, that's skilled. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have the same like you watched so many Duke players in the past. You're like, man, I would love to punch this guy in the face. He doesn't have that.
Doesn't have a punchable face. Best thing you can say about him.
I thought that's what it took to get into Duke, but.
No, I will be
part of the NIL deal.
Maybe I'll be excited to see how he handles the NBA talent. All right. So the first game of the day, they're playing the early game on the West Coast. This makes so much sense, guys. Late game on the East Coast, early game on the West Coast. Got it. 3 seed Texas Tech, almost chalk against the 1 seed Florida. Gators lane also 6.5. This is another number opened 5.5, quickly moved to 6.5. Plus 220 for Texas Tech. 155.5 now is the total. So similar to the Bama game, getting bet to the over immediately. By the way, Bama has since we talked about it, moved another point up on the total. So, I mean, Florida very good. Texas Tech feels a little fortunate to be here. Could have been taken down by, I think, an Arkansas team that is just, they were the hot team this postseason. They're not the best team. They have some talent, but it's Coach Cal. And I think inherently, I'm just going to keep leaning into these 1 seeds. As lame as it is, Drake didn't make it here like I thought they might in my bracket.
Yeah, I mean Texas Tech almost feels like Maryland, where they survived against an inferior opponent that they probably should have lost to, or whatever. However you want to say the game, Maryland did go down and hit that buzzer beater. Some argue it was a travel. Some argue it wasn't. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole, but it feels like a similar situation where you just survived this game you didn't need to win, and you were in overtime. The problem is Texas Tech hits their free throws. It's a decent number. So I worry about Texas Tech backdooring this, but Colby, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to take the points. I'm going to make the assumption that the you guys got to remember they played without one of their best players today, and he was a game time decision. He didn't play. I'm hoping
do you think he plays.
If he was a game time and he was that fucking close, does 48 hours buy you that? I think it might, right? I don't know.
Kramer, what are you doing? Well, I don't think Texas Tech is live. I really like this Florida team. I think they get the win. It just does feel like this could be like a 4 to 5 point Gator win is what I'm worried about.
Make no mistake though. This ain't Kevin Willard. Grant McCaslin's a real coach. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, and Todd Golden, to me, you go back to the Hurley game. Now I get it. Florida looks incredible all year, but if Texas Tech's a team that won at Houston, all right, like if they got all their guys, I think they're a very, very, very good team. I think they're like national championship good, but they need McMillan. You saw tonight. Another thing is like they won that game with Hawkins. What did he shoot? He made one basket the whole fucking game, right? I mean, they still won the game. So yes, were they fortunate to be able to do that tonight? Sure. I kind of thought the game script would go completely different. I'm going to take the points though. I think as long as they can focus on the rebounding, I think there's a huge coaching advantage. Golden's got to prove it to me. Just because you smashed Kevin Willard and I laid the points, that means nothing to me. This is the game. You
what
got to
has
earn it.
McCaslin done that has earned your respect over
When he
Golden?
left Baylor, they haven't been the same. And when he was at North Texas, they beat Purdue. You remember that? Like he's a real good coach.
They got an upset. I was looking for a history of him on short turnarounds, producing a. I'm taking Florida. I just
chop.
Let's just concede. It's chalk this year. Nothing fun about that.
Yeah, I
obviously I bet the openers when it was 5.5 in my pocket. Good luck with the worst number, losers.
I am a little worried about a backdoor here by Texas Tech because they are a good coach team. They do hit their free throws, which if you're catching 6.5, you do like that. But I really liked what I saw out of this Florida team. Maryland gave them their best shot, and it does feel like similar to what we saw out of this Maryland team, where they barely survived this game that they probably shouldn't have won or whatever against an inferior team, and now you're going up against a much better team in Florida. I think Florida rolls.
I stand corrected. Over a long haul, Baylor hasn't been the same because I forgot he took Arkansas State for 2 years. But either or, he's been a fantastic coach.
Colby would hate it. I mean, these mistakes are piling. They're really starting to pile
I'm drinking over here. I've been watching ball games all day.
Solid.
All right, so I made a bunch of money today on the Duke
Baltimore Orioles
Florida money line parlay.
Let's go.
I think, I wonder if I'll just run the same thing back.
Running a chalky parlay. All right, let's get to our locks. Of course, locks brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code SGPN. Get a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN. Just hit on a nice baseball play. And shout out to Colby. The plays for today's episode came in. Sears and Love. That was easy money. Kramer 0 for 2 on that one. So UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Get in over on Edge Boost. Start racking up those Edge Boost bucks. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. It's free. It's easy. Love the Edge Boost card. EdgeBoost.bet, promo code SGPN. Kramer, what's your lock for Saturday?
Well, I think, is it controversial if I make my lock the money line parlay?
No, go fire. It's with a 2-game slate. The world's your oyster. What are you doing?
I think that's what I'm doing. It's all right. So right now it looks like that money line parlay will pay out -112.
So what, Duke,
Florida
money line parlay.
Last time I shipped the entire account. Now we're in, do it again.
Just keep running it back. I'll just take Duke. Cause I could see Texas
money
Tech.
line.
No, I'm taking Duke late in the 6.5. I don't play money lines unless they're dogs.
Wow.
I mean, I don't play money line favorites. Once in a blue moon. Aggressive. What do you mean?
You've never played a money line favorite?
Not when
felt like you were making a stronger statement about a lifestyle.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you love your chalk, Ryan. I do see these two games being chalky. So give me Duke laying 6.5 -110. Feels pretty good. I think Alabama's going to cool off, and this is just such a good time to attack them. Colby, what are you doing? What's your lock for the Saturday slate?
Yeah, I think that's the one, especially with McMillan's status still up in the air. I think you have to take Duke minus the points against Alabama. Alabama was making shots from like fucking half court today. I mean, you got to just fade that. I like the Texas Tech run. If McMillan doesn't play, do they have enough scores to stay in the game? It's a big if. So yeah, I would say the Duke one is much safer. Lock it up.
Lock it up for Duke laying the 6.5. All right, so we got Duke for me, Duke for Colby laying the 6.5, and Ryan on the money line parlay. Duke and Florida. Hey, just a quick little bonus episode. Of course, tune into the VSiN show tomorrow night, where where we get to. I was reading the. I got distracted. What was the comment you just put up, Kramer?
Oh, I didn't put it up. That was Colby taking over the show.
Oh, okay. Must vibe saying it's refreshing listening to sports talk without hearing the same conversation that every show and podcast is talking about. Yeah, I mean, have me another show that's talking about the Sears catalog. Okay, that ESPN, Fox Sports, they're afraid to give you the truth.
A lot of wannabe Kathy Ireland's out there.
Yes, there's only a couple of real ones out there.
Look at all that skin, Sean.
Tomorrow night, 8:00 Pacific. We'll be talking about the Sunday games over there with Colby. We even talk early look at some of the Crown plays as well. All great stuff live from the Circa Las Vegas. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, win totals next Monday for the National Football League.
Kramer, let it ride.